decided if we all were the same weight class, if we were all in the same weight, who would actually be on top? Who would win? Who's the better fighter? So for all the different lists, some people look at just accomplishments, others look at skills, others look at height advantages versus others. I can't give a precise opinion on just one list. When I see pound for pound, I look at the skills of each fighter individually in their weight classes first, and then I follow that with accomplishments, and then I can kind of decide who's dominating their division based on skills the longest, and that's how you would probably rank up the pound for pound list.
What do you think? I personally think that you're probably the best pound for pound fighter in the world right now. Where do you think you fit in on that list? And I know I'm asking you to brag about yourself. So you talk about accomplishments, 37, 38, whatever it is, versus Lomachenko's had 9 fights. He's a great fighter, but how can we put him at the top with only 9 or 10 fights?
Some people, like I said, some people base the pound for pound ranks on different things. I know a lot of people have Lomachenko on number 1, and I could see that being just on skills. On skills, he looks like, his nickname, the Matrix. He looks, out of this world. So maybe that's, why they have him so highly ranked. I actually would put Crawford above him. I think Crawford should be fighter of the year. Should be number 1 pound for pound, not Lomachenko.
Gotcha.
Crawford has the skills and has been dominating against world champions.
Sure.
Unlike Lomachenko, who's been fighting lower quality opponents or lighter fighters coming out of a lower weight class. So that's why I can't give him all the credit that a lot of people do. I would give Crawford more credit.
Where do you think you fit in?
You know what? I think a lot of media or fans won't be able to rank me high enough because I haven't been given the opportunities to show all my skills yet. Even though I've been winning my fights, I've been dominating my fights. There's always I make it out so easy sometimes that they discredit the victory because it's so easy. They feel the other opponent didn't do anything. Well, I think I need someone else to bring out the best out of me, someone that can maybe challenge me enough in the ring where the fight fans might actually finally believe that what I'm doing is because I'm that good, not just because the opponent wasn't good.
Who would that be?
We'll see. I really don't know. I don't plan on making any fight difficult. I'm trying to make them as easy as I can.
No, I heard that.
But eventually, after I'm done with these fights, and then 135, 140, and eventually 147, I think by then, once I'm at 147 and beating the guys at 147, the champions, then people will finally give me that recognition. Be like, wow, this kid actually did all this, and made it look easy all his career. Then I'll be recognized as the best in the world.
One last thing. Could you see yourself fighting Crawford in the next year to 2 years?
As a fighter, like I said, we're willing to fight anybody. I'm sure he's willing to fight anybody. But then you get into the politics and the business, and that's where sometimes the fights, get held up. And I think you would have to talk to Bob Arum more if he's willing to let me borrow Crawford, because I don't think he's willing to do any business with me right now. I think they got, like I said, they got their own agenda for their fighters, and I totally understand how that works. So I don't even mention Crawford if there's no possibility right now. Why even mention as much? Same thing with Lomachenko. They mention a lot about Loma. Well, I can't avoid the question, but do I really see us fighting? Maybe not right now. I don't see much interest out of Bob Arum and Top Rank. They've been guiding his career against other opponents, and that's just the way the business is, the way they handle their business. So I don't put much attention into that.
Gotcha.
Now, are you running your own promotion company now? That's what Richard Schaefer seemed to be indicating.
Yeah, we for my last few fights, we've been in a way almost acting like the co-promoter. I'm very involved in the negotiations, very involved in the whole matchup and setup and everything regarding the boxing shows. But I had not launched it officially, and now we're putting our first shows together. Rich and I are preparing to do something in April. Actually, the night before my fight in San Antonio on the 9th, we're co-doing it with Team Morones Boxing. Team Morones Boxing, a friend of mine who does shows out there in San Antonio. I got a couple of my guys on that night. So we're starting to do our own promotion now, and it'll be officially in Garcia Promotions, by me and my brother.
So you had said early on, once you got out of your exile, that you could go fight to fight, but that this was a possibility down the line.
Yeah, well, like I said, we were doing it almost on a fight-by-fight, and co-promoting, almost acting as a co-promoter, not throwing the banner up, not throwing a poster board, but still very involved with the negotiations, very involved with the networks, talking to the promoters on a daily, just to make sure that the fights are done the way I would want to. Now, officially, like I said, we're launching the actual promotion, Garcia Promotions, with my brother and myself. And the first show that you're going to see, like I said, is March 9th, the night before me in San Antonio. We're having a show there. And then in April, we're working with Richard. And we're looking at sometime in June, maybe hosting a Showbox date already. And so we're looking to launch that more and push hard. We got a lot of guys, we got a lot of fighters. And I think I'm in a good position to use my status right now to help all the younger fighters.
How much of an education has that been in the business of boxing?
Well, you know what? A lot of it had to do going through the 2-year layoff. I learned a lot of the boxing through the litigation process, and it helped. Obviously, now with my experience, my dad's experience, my brother's experience in the sport in general over the years, and my experience putting everything together, we could definitely work on promoting. We know what it takes. We know what it's like. We know what works and what doesn't work. I know what a fighter likes to see in a promoter and what a fighter doesn't like from a promoter. So I'm trying to make sure that my fighters will be happy and taken care of well, and that I can use, like I said, my status as a boxer to help these younger fighters come up.
One last question. Is your career objective now to make sure that Steve Harvey gets your name right the next time you're on Family Feud? We saw that.
Yeah, Mikey, Mickey, it doesn't matter to me. I go by anything. That's fine. I think what I'm really focused on right now, obviously, is my boxing career and helping the younger fighters. My brother has a big stable of fighters, and it's almost our duty to help these kids. They look up to me so much that it'd be, I think, almost a sin for me not to help, not to stretch out my hand and help them.
Okay, you want to do this one here?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's do a quick.
Good luck.